my level. Get on my level.
DeMarcus Cousins with the ball.
That is remarkable. Too strong, way too gone.
Cousins, oh boy.
Got it up and it's stuck. Get on my level.
Yeah, he's back. Boogie's here. Happy Monday. I just realized all of our backgrounds are very similar colors. And honestly, guys, we need to up it. It's depressing. Okay, that being said, I am glad you're here today because there's a ton of stuff to have opinions on. And we're starting with obviously Jimmy in Miami, Jimmy Butler having been suspended. All of that came through on Friday, 7 games. Obviously, the Players Association not thrilled about it. And now it looks like they're open. The phone lines are open for trade possibilities. So do you blame one individual in this? Is this an effort by everybody?
Yeah, this is an even effort all around. You know, sometimes in business it gets a little nasty, and this is a prime example of that. You know, us being former players, none of us can be mad at Jimmy for wanting to go get the money he feels he deserves or that he's earned. And then also with Pat Riley running his organization, he runs it a certain way. You know, he has his own certain style, and you know nothing's changing with that. So obviously this is going to be, you know, obviously this is 2 bullheaded individuals, so this is obviously a sword fight. So man, you can't really blame anybody. It's just an unfortunate situation, and you know, I think eventually it'll get ironed out and figured out. And, you know, guys will go, you know, the ways they want to go and, you know, what's best for them individually. So eventually it'll get ironed out.
What's crazy to me is that as a fan of basketball, Jimmy Butler's always loved because he sort of goes against the grain and has said what he wants to say. And there's all these fun stories, you know, the practice in Minnesota, all those things. But now it looks like the fans down in Miami are actually turning on him, going as far as painting over a mural on his headband saying, "I quit." Right. How do we feel about that, by the way? I didn't think we'd see that day.
That's the monster of this business. You know, they love you until they're tired of you. And one thing you'll learn quickly is, you know, no matter how much influence or power or, you know, credit you think you've earned in this league, it'll never be bigger than the machine. And the machine's going to always be able to, you know, control the narrative. So with that being said, he went from hero to villain overnight, and that's product of the machine.
Yeah, this is just a prime example of what have you done for me lately, right? And right now he's not playing, and it looks as if he doesn't want to be there. He's saying he doesn't want to be there, so the fans are taking that on him. But Boogie, he said that he recently lost the joy of playing basketball, which is something I can relate to. In Memphis, that whole organization, fan base, it made me so cold where I didn't even want to go to the facility. I didn't even want to hoop. And is that something that just a fresh start, a change of scenery can fix? Is it something that's fixable here in Miami? Like, how does that work with this situation?
On the outside looking in, this is a situation where Jimmy just feels underappreciated. And I can see why. You know, obviously the Heat culture is, you know, it's been a huge thing throughout our league, and you know they've represented the way they want to represent, and they found success in doing that. But you know, the truth is, outside of Bam, Jimmy, and Hero, it's a limited roster, and I feel like Jimmy has overachieved time and time again to take that team to, you know, 2 conference finals and the finals. Like that's a big deal. So I can understand Jimmy's frustration. He feels undervalued. He feels unappreciated, and he just wants what he thinks he deserves. So just gonna be an ugly situation, man. And then on top of it, it's not where it's a passive guy and it's an aggressive. It's, you know, these are 2 strongly bullheaded people. So it's definitely gonna be a clash, and you know, I don't see it ending after, you know, the suspension. I think it's an ongoing situation because something has to be figured out.
Yeah.
So I'm wondering, we know obviously, you know, he's due a lot of money. So we get the value, the literal value of the deal. But as far as Jimmy Butler, he's 35 years old. What is his value to another team out there? Is he still good enough to put him on a roster and it jacks up the contention value of that team?
Absolutely. I think by foundation, Jimmy is just a natural born winner. And that's what he brings to any team he joins. So I think that's another thing that kind of gets overlooked when it comes to Jimmy Butler and throughout his career. Everywhere he's gone, he's been a winner. So I don't think that'll change just because he's 35. I mean, I think he does a great job of taking care of his body. He's always in shape. You know, none of these things are ever a question with him. you put him next to a Kevin Durant and a Devin Booker, it changes that team around 100%. I'm even a fan of him going back to Minnesota and being with Ant Edwards. Dogs need other dogs with them. So I think Jimmy would be a great fit next to Anthony Edwards. So I think I definitely think, I mean, him in Milwaukee, they're automatically a contender. So I do think, winning is still attached to Jimmy Butler's name. It's just about, putting him in the right situation. And even him staying in Miami is still a fixable situation. Do I have the answers on how to fix it? No, but I do think it's still a fixable situation. And, I think they could still find success moving forward as well.
I do like him with all those teams that you said too. And I like him in State. I like him on a Denver. I like him on a team where there's a clear-cut alpha where he was almost forced to fit in a way, but he still can be Jimmy and he still can do all these little things. Now, at the end of the day, Boog, it's still Miami. Right?
Yeah, but to piggyback off of what you just said, even if it's not a clear-cut alpha, a team that needs an alpha, like a Phoenix.
Right.
So I think, like I said, I think it's some good situations out there that are perfect for him. It's just, trying to maneuver through to make those happen. But sorry about that. Finish what you were saying, John.
Oh, it's all good. I was just going to say, at the end of the day, it is Miami. They're always going to get free agents. But everything that happened with this situation, LeBron and D-Wade and Shaq, will this prevent other superstars from wanting to go there while Pat Riley, while Spo is there? Or is this still an awesome place to go?
No, not at all. I think Miami will still be a good destination. I think people will always keep that in the back of their mind as far as thinking long term with the organization, because it's obvious they don't take care of their superstars. I mean, Shaq has come out, Hall of Famer, top 10 player all time. D-Wade, top 3 shooting guard. The list goes on of the type of superstars they've had. But LeBron James, I mean, arguably the greatest all time. Like, if it didn't go well for these guys, I mean, it's proof in the pudding that Pat Riley doesn't care. It's his way or no way. So it is what it is.
Pat Riley is paid enough to come around on a plane and take cookies away from guys. Like, that should tell you how much.
Cookies?
Yes.
Why?
It's been a story that LeBron had cookies on the plane, and Pat Riley had the stewardess take the cookies away, and that's what started the.
Wait, what kind of cookies? Special cookies, or what's wrong with the cookies?
Not the fun cookie.
Listen, I'll give you guys my source. It was Instagram. Okay, Instagram said Pat Riley came out and took LeBron cookies. But I think, if I'm not mistaken, there's been guys that come out and back this up. If I'm not mistaken,
I believe it.
Because he can. Honestly, it's because he can. That's why he would do something like that. I want to circle back to something you said, Boogie, because I'm fascinated by the alpha conversation. I feel like you just know if someone's an alpha or not. Like, if you have to tell someone you're an alpha, you're not an alpha. But you mentioned that Phoenix needs an alpha, and I'm like, well, hold on. What about Kevin Durant, Devin Booker? Are they not how we are looking at Jimmy Butler as being, like, as you said, like a dog?
Different kind of alpha.
And I'm not saying this in a way of, trying to diss Kevin Durant or Devin Booker. That's not what I'm saying at all. When I say alpha, it's just a clear cut voice, that guy that can lead you, through good and bad. And I think Jimmy is that guy. And I can say that because I was teammates with Kevin Durant. Like, that's a guy that leads through his work. He leads through his actions. He doesn't really have. I mean, he speaks, he uses his voice, but he's more of a guy that just does it through his actions, which, people lead in different ways. But as far as them, I think Jimmy is that voice. I think he's that enforcer, and also just a guy that can change the game on both ends of the floor for them. I think, they have 2 guys that can handle the scoring and, all the flashy plays, in Kevin Durant and Devin Booker. You need a junkyard dog out there that'll do all the dirty work, guard the best players and make the winning plays. And I think Jimmy Butler is that for that Phoenix team.
Well, it looks like that would be a very clean trade if they wanted to do that. All right, we got to get to Sacramento for a second, because you obviously spent a lot of years up there, and they fired Mike Brown. So what was your opinion? What was your reaction when
history repeats itself? History repeats itself. I've seen this story before. It's the same blame game. It's always the next guy. It was me at one point. It was Luke at another point. It was the next coach after that. Now it's Mike. Now I remember it was Buddy Hield. I mean, it's always the next guy's fault. Like it starts at the top, man. Got to find some stability. It's been a lot. I mean, I don't even want to sit here and try to count all the coaches, but it's been a lot of coaches. It's no stability. It's no direction. It's a constant blame game. Starts at the top. Top has to get it together. It's time for some new advisors, something. Get some new friends. Get some people that are smarter than you or you feel are smarter than you to help you make these decisions. But it's just time to really focus on where the blame is, and that's at the top. It's got to be a change as far as decision making. Like, just get some new friends, bro. That's my best advice. Like, the decisions that are being constantly made are not working. You are continuing to fail. This was a step back. Get new friends, bro.
Yeah. Now, one player who's been balling since the firing is De'Aaron Fox. Does this give the Kings a better shot of re-signing him now with Mike gone, or is this more? Now, this isn't the coach. This is ownership, front office. This is bigger problem than just the coach. Finally, you think Fox stays? You think he goes? Because he's balling right now.
I think if he makes All NBA, he stays. If not, he's out.
Wow.
At this point, I believe it's about, what's best for my career, what's going to elevate my career. Like I said, if he can make All NBA, that's a step, that's a step up in his career. Obviously, that's adding to the accolades. If not, I think he has to find a new organization that can help elevate him. And I think that's where his mind is right now.
Yeah. Boogie, in all fairness, man, the Kings, they have won 4 straight. Even though they lost they lost the first game after firing Mike Brown, but they won 4 straight after that. But they sit in 11th place. Do you think they can turn this thing around? It's gonna be a long road ahead, but you think they can turn it around and get back in this playoff scene?
I think they're still a very talented team. Their best player in De'Aaron Fox, he's a hell of a talent, so they obviously have the talent to do so. I just feel, them firing Mike Brown at this point in the season, or in general at all, was just a step back for this organization and his team. He's literally the second successful coach in the history of the Sacramento Kings. Like, it was Adelman and then Mike Brown. So this is mind-blowing to me why this was, the decision they went with. But as far as that, this is a step back for them. I just don't see them moving forward and finding, an answer through a coach or whatever the case may be. I felt like the culture was in the right place. I felt like everybody was on the page. Obviously, they hit, some hard parts in the season, which is a part of it. But I felt like the foundation was there as far as, moving in the right direction with Mike Brown. So it's gonna be tough to bounce back from this.
Yeah, it was confusing. I think also just how they handled it, right? Like the stories about how he does it in media, and then he's on the way to the plane. It's felt a little scapegoaty. At this end of the beginning of the season, though, Boog, you said that the Lakers weren't a serious team. Now look, now they're 5th in the West. Have you changed your mind a little bit, or are we still on that same vibe?
They playing ball. They're balling. Obviously, I was wrong, but it was also from a point of, what moves were they making to, compete for this next year? And obviously, throughout the summer, the only move they did make was, drafting Bronny, which was separate from the conversation in general. But for me, that's not a team showing that they're trying to make moves to make a championship run. So that's what I meant by those comments. But, as of right now, the team, they're playing at a high level. They're playing great. And obviously, they're 5th in the West. They have a great chance, but I mean, the West has been so up and down this year. It's still a very long season. We'll see how this thing plays out. But as of right now, the Lakers are balling, and I was completely wrong.
Nope, Boogie, you don't have to say you're wrong yet. Okay, it's only January.
I have no problem saying I'm wrong. I have no problem.
I'm not letting you say that yet. It's early. Okay, we got the Suns. The benching of Bradley Beal and Nurkic, that is now coming out. They're going to go with Ryan Dunn and Mason Plumlee. Do you think? I'm curious as a player, like if you're being told not just you, but somebody else with you, you're both going to be benched. Does this help? Does this hurt? Will this trigger something for them?
Shit. Excuse me. I know we can't curse.
It's a new day.
Hey, something needs to be triggered with this team. I'm not mad at Bud. Like, something needed to be done to, like, we need some emotions. I need somebody upset. I need something, like, because what they're doing so far just isn't working. I'm not mad at Bud for trying to, ruffle some feathers, get some, some passion and emotion in the game. Maybe we see a 30-point performance from Brad off the bench. Who knows? But at this point, something needed to be done with this team. I could see from Brad's perspective being upset about it, but it also may be a strategic move with the front office. This may help him lift that no trade clause. He's not happy here in Phoenix. He's coming off a bench. So it's a lot of different angles you can kind of look at this as to why they made this decision. But something needs to be done in Phoenix, and I'm not mad at Bud for this move.
Oh.
Yeah, switching gears, Boogie, we've talked about the West being up and down, but the one consistent out there has been the Oklahoma City Thunder. They won 15 straight after their win yesterday against the Boston Celtics, rather kind of convincingly too. You think they can give them a run for their money in a 7-game series and possibly put themselves in a position to win a title?
I think they have the talent to do so. I absolutely do. But it all comes back down to experience. A regular season game compared to a 7-game series, that's two different monsters. That Celtics team has plenty of experience of being under that spotlight. This OKC team is young and up and coming, full of talent. I think they'll have, plenty of title runs down the line. But as of right now, I'm going to roll with the defending champs just because of the experience and, they've been there before. So I'm not really convinced by this past game or this regular season game. 7-game series, I'm still rolling with the Celtics.
Man, they do look good, though. It's pretty exciting. Okay, we got to talk a little Anthony Edwards. He had 53. This is what I'm afraid of, Boogie, all right? We all love Anthony Edwards. We would pay top dollar to watch him play. He had 53 points. They still lose to Detroit. Does not talk to the media afterwards. When he has talked to the media, it's been very emotion-filled, very passionate-filled. Last time he's talking about how other teams are guarding him. He's not with that. When you hear him, when you see him, when you realize he's one of the faces of this league, but he's starting to get beat down by this situation, how do you feel about that?
I know the feeling, brother. I know the feeling, man. I think it was a horrible decision to trade Cat this offseason. I think that took the life out of the team. I think Cat was the heartbeat of the. I mean, obviously Ant is the top dog. He's the franchise guy, but I feel like Cat was the heartbeat of that team, and they took that heartbeat once they made that move. And they obviously took a step back this season. But also, young fella, and I'm speaking to Ant, when it comes to success and finding success in this league, you can have one great year, and that next year, teams are locked in on you. So this is a part of the game. This is the part where you have to get in the lab and get better. Don't get frustrated with the defenses and the way people are guarding you. You got to figure it out. It's all a part of the game. It's a game within the game. So, this is the responsibility that comes with being a superstar, a go-to guy, the number one option on teams. This is the responsibility that comes with it. So, be frustrated. Let that feeling boil up in you, but use that fire in the offseason to get better, and come back ready to play. And that's all you can really do in this situation.
All right, keep your mentor hat on, because he's already fined. He's got about $210,000 in fines already this season, which I had to double check that. What do we do for advice on that?
I'll let in a week.
That's 210. It's a
Look,
lot.
man, the same thing they love you for is the same thing they'll kill you for. You got to get a filter. I know they've let you be your authentic self, and they've promoted it, and they're all for it, but they'll also burn you with the same thing they love. So, walk that thin line, be smart about it. And sometimes it's just better to just shut up.
Wow. Oh, I love it, Boogie. Over the weekend, Wemby and Jokic put on an absolute show. Friday and Saturday, back-to-back games. It was awesome. Two of the best bigs. Wemby goes for 35 and 17 or 18. And Jokic says he's going to be remembered forever. Now, the dude is 21 years old. Is it crazy to say he's going to be one of the greatest of all time already? Do we just got to keep letting him rock, or you already see it?
Well, I already see it. And I feel like we were having this conversation before he played his first game, just to see the talent, you know, the height, the build. Just this is something we've never seen before in this sport, and this kid has it all. He can literally do whatever he wants on the basketball court. So obviously the talent is there, the gift is there. It's just about, you know, staying healthy and staying consistent throughout his career. But there's no doubt in my mind he'll go down as one of the greatest. It's not even an argument. Like at minimum, he'll be the greatest defensive player all time. Like minimum. I'm calling that now, like at minimum, the greatest. So the sky's the limit for this kid.
Not gonna argue with that.
Yeah, not at all. I love it, man. And man, you can speak to experience on this one. The Warriors 18-7 this season. Lost by a 30 ball last night to the Kings. As Steph came out and said, as the kids say, we are mid. We are mid pack right now. I'm not sure Steph even know what he was saying.
He know.
Say less. But I feel like the window is closing, man. You feel like the Warriors championship window was closing?
The window closed when Bob Myers left, man. Like, I mean, at this time, they're just entertaining. They're living off, you know what they've done the past decade. They're always going to be a tough team. I mean, you got Steph Curry on the floor. You're always going to have a chance at being good. But I don't know. It's weird to say because I remember, you know, early in the season, Steve Kerr came out saying this is his deepest team in a long time, man. I remember seeing the comments in my head. I'm just like, this dude is tripping. Like, no, it's not. It's not even close. Like, so, you know, I think that they are still a move away from being a team that can compete. I mean, if you can get a Jimmy Butler there, it changes their whole season around. So they're obviously a move away. Like I said, as long as you got Steph Curry there, a guy like Draymond Green, you have a great chance. And but you know, with this current roster and where they are right now, it's over. It's not looking good.
Boogie, Bob Myers is no doubt. He jumped off that ship the minute he could because he knew what was going on.
Yep. Smart
hey,
guy.
Boogie, play devil's advocate with me. Play devil's advocate. If you're Steph, do you finish your career in Golden State or do you look to go somewhere else and look for a title?
Stop.
What's happening?
That's why I said play devil's advocate. I know the answer.
It's already weird enough to see Clay.
It's like it's success on both. Obviously, if Steph goes and wins another one, it puts him in a whole nother, you know, atmosphere as far as greatness. But then you also think about it from a standpoint of just legacy and being in one franchise. Like, it's not many guys that can do that either. And just the legend he'll leave behind if he stayed with one franchise. So it's a tough. That's a tough one.
We can't see Steph Curry in a jersey in nobody else's jersey. We can't see it.
And for me personally, I don't want to see him in another jersey. Like, it was hard enough seeing Clay in another jersey. To see Steph in another one, it's not
a world where Steph Curry goes somewhere else. If anything, they will build up the monsters around him and give him one more hurrah, kind of like they did for Kobe. Remember, Kobe asked for a trade, and boom, they bring in all the tools he need. He go get another championship. I see that before they ever even entertain the idea of Steph Curry or even allowing him to sniff out another team at all.
Yeah, I don't see Golden State letting them go.
Oh,
yeah, for sure.
God,
It'll never be a Miami type situation with Steph. So obviously, I think Golden State will do everything in their power to keep him there. But if it was ever, I think that would just be, if he was to leave, it would be a Steph move. Like, I want to go get one more or two more or whatever the case may be. I don't think it'll ever be where Golden State pushes him out or, you know, they end on a bad note or anything like that. If he was to ever leave, it's because he wanted to go get another one.
And would we be mad at him if he wanted to leave? Would we turn on him like we turn on everyone? Okay, cool. I just want to make sure. Although I don't like it. I don't even like envisioning it. I'm with you on the Clay. We just got used to Clay. Like, that was enough. Boogie, appreciate the time as always. We will talk soon. We'll take a quick break. When we come back, Batman has a family.
Run it back, run it up, run it back, run it up, run it back, run it up.